My topic tonight is problems with the Obama administration's foreign policy. So settle in, this could take 8 or 9 hours. But actually, it works out, it's really very simple. When President Obama took the oath of office on January the 20th, 2009, when it came to foreign policy and national security, he wasn't qualified to be president. Today, over 2 years later, he's still not qualified to be president. And we are, as was entirely foreseeable, now suffering from a crisis in American leadership around the world. In large part, it's because events internationally, foreign policy unfolds very differently than domestic policy does. And I think the crises that we now see both in the Middle East and in Japan for very different reasons nonetheless show that the world doesn't wait for us. It's sort of like Humphrey Bogart's line in Casablanca, it seems that fate has taken a hand. And indeed it has. What do we need to know to understand the Obama foreign policy? Number one, he doesn't care about foreign policy. He doesn't care about national security as an issue. He's the first president since Franklin Roosevelt who isn't motivated every day by a concern for American national security. He's more concerned with the European social democratic model that he likes so much that he's trying to impose on this country. He just doesn't pay attention to the subject except when he's absolutely unable to avoid it. Number two, he doesn't see the rest of the world as terribly threatening to American interest. He doesn't see challenges to American authority. He believes that American decline is perfectly acceptable. He doesn't believe in the global war on terrorism. He doesn't even like to talk about it. He said during the 2008 campaign that Iran was a tiny country. Now, it happens to be a tiny country that's pursuing nuclear weapons. This is a small problem, you know? Now, when you combine just a general lack of interest in national security with the feeling that there aren't many threats to the national security, in olden days, you would have produced a kind of isolationism. But that's not the direction that President Obama went in. He went really in the opposite direction, toward multilateralism, towards a faith in international institutions to provide collective security for the United States and others. So he's combined both a misperception of the importance of foreign policy, a misunderstanding of the threats the country faces, together with a misapprehension about how to protect those interests that he cares to defend. You look at this in context, and it's, I think, clear that he is our first post-American president. Now, that's a carefully chosen phrase. I didn't say un-American. I didn't say anti-American. I said post-American, because he's kind of beyond all that patriotism stuff. You know, he's got a much broader view of what our policy should be.